Brand new. So I know it's brand new when I'm not sure how to pronounce it. So serpentine, right? Jay knows that. Pronouncing brand new mine finds, not my best thing. So is it Aguite?
It's serpentine and Aguite. Aguite. Now you got me doing it. Serpentine Aguite. Yeah, is
okay,
what it is.
Serpentine Aguite. So this is a stone that has, it has two different minerals going on.
It has two different things totally going on with it.
So this is natural. This is the way the stone comes out with these two different colors in them. We also have earrings that match back, which I'm gonna put on. I can show you. You are about 150 in each. You are never going to be able to match this color if you don't get the matching earrings. Jay always says stay within your budget, but FYI, if you try to get earrings that match that, there they are. Jay, tell us about this. I've never seen this before, unless this has been on before. I've not seen it.
Well, you know, it's, okay, so the serpentine, of course, is the kind of the lighter color that you see, and then the agate is the more like the purples, the lavenders, the deeper colors, the richer colors. And that's what's so really cool about this is how it's a metamorphic rock. It was igneous and it's been metamorphosized, and it all swirls together. It's like an agate, but it's hard like an agate, but it can't be classified as an agate. This is something we found. This is a brand new mine find. It's brand spanking new. First time you've ever seen the rough. And this comes from an American friend of mine who mines in Mexico. And we get a lot of different materials from him. He's almost like, he is like, kind of like the ultimate redneck rock hound. I mean, he goes, but I got to tell you, this guy, you know, I've been known to be a little, a little crazy. I mean, you know, like, it's just the way I am. I mean, I do things. It's not that I'm brave or anything. It's just that I'm stupid and I don't think about it till later. You know what I mean? After I think about what I just did, then I think, well, that's probably not the brightest thing that you could have done. But, you know, I made it, so everything's all good. This guy constantly, I mean, you know, some of the stuff, he could write a book. I mean, you don't want to hang around too long because you're going to get hurt eventually. But he goes into some of the really areas that, I mean, wow. I mean, and, you know, he's very friendly. He makes friends with everybody. And then he's able to mine. So he goes into areas that a lot of people probably wouldn't venture. And he finds these kind of things. It's unfortunate. Look at the size of this, guys. Okay, this big, bold. If you like things that are new and different, and you like to have things that nobody else is going to have, these are the kind of designs that really, I think, I make just for you. I mean, things that really make a statement.
All right, well, if you would like, yeah, this is really big and bold, spectacular, brand new, exclusive just here at HSN. We've got just about 10 minutes left in our first hour. Don't forget, we have a whole other hour with Jay with amazing, amazing brand new mine finds that we're gonna jump in with actually next. So stay with us, but we're gonna continue on with our next